Welcome, everybody, to Looking for Mom and our playthrough of the Delian Tomb, a draw steal adventure from mcdm. Excited to try this game out. This is a little deviation from our typical actual plays that we do here in LFM. We're actually going to be learning to play as we play. For me, especially, I'll be completely honest, this is the first time I've actually directed this game. And there are folks at this table who are far more experienced at this game than I am, so I'll be relying on them heavily throughout. But this, I think, is going to be an opportunity for me to learn, and in that process, for everyone who would be watching to learn as well. My name is Andrew. I will be your director for this game. So I'm just going to do a quick roundabout. Who else will be joining me at the table tonight? I'm going to start on my left. That would be Christian.
Hi, everybody. My name is Christian. I'm going to be playing Corval, the Orc Conduit.
Awesome. Thank you. Going down, that would be Rosie.
Hello, yes, my name is Rosalie. Feel free to use any shortened version of my name. Rosie is fantastic. I am going to be playing Ardiawin, the Woad Elf Virtuoso Troubadour.
Yeah, I couldn't fit the word virtuoso in there. Your name is already too
It's my class act. It's like your subclass. There you go. You already learned something new today.
There you go. Next up, we have Greg.
Hi, I am Greg V, and I'll be playing a Polder elementalist. So he's an elementalist.
Cool. And next up,
What's his name? You didn't say his name.
Oh, your name.
So I'm sorry about that. His name is Scorveth, but hey, pal, people just call me Scorch.
Scorch. Cool. Ronnie.
Hi, my name is Ronnie. I'm going to be playing Boudica Blazeheart, the Dwarf Fury.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, Ryan.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I'll be playing Aiden, the human censor.
Perfect. So welcome, everyone. You are a newly formed band of heroes who have come to a place called Broadhurst, a tiny village in the barony of Dalrath, in search of adventure. There are rumors of bandits on the road and monsters prowling nearby. In the Silverwood, there should be plenty of people here in need of help. You've just arrived here in this sleepy farming village, but so far no one seems to be willing to offer you more than a mumbled hello. You're sitting in the common room of the Featherbed Inn, the only inn in town, and across from you, you see a 20-something scowling human in gleaming plate mail, who is chatting with another human wearing robes, who looks to be in her late 50s. They seem to be having a very intense conversation. As you sit at this table, I'm going to have each of you describe your characters. I'm going to start with Aiden.
He's not imagining it's like a long table. He wouldn't be at the head, but he would be at like the corner right around it. And he is probably in his mid to late 20s with kind of like brown black hair with some like strands of gray in there. And he wears, at first glance, it seems like leathers, but then there's like metal plates under it. But the armor, like, it almost wears him more than he wears it. And he's probably just kind of sitting, looking at a like mug in his hands. And she kind of looks up and looks over to the person in full armor and just kind of shakes his head a little bit, looks back down.
Beside you, who's sitting next to you?
Honestly, I think it's probably Corval.
Yep. Corval is a young but tall, orcish male orcish man. He's got very very green skin, like basically the shade of green, like trees that you would see in early spring after a long winter. He's wearing very simple leathers that have kind of a if this was like a real world setting, kind of an Indo-Caribbean native vibe to them. Has like a small headdress on his head, and there's a bit of an aura whenever he's kind of in the room. He's kind of glowing to some degree, kind of at all times, especially during the day. And he's kind of carrying himself with a very like curious and open-minded personality. He's just kind of like looking around, taking in the surroundings. When the commotion comes up between the woman and the armored figures, he's curious. He looks like he's like really intent on trying to see what's going on, and maybe even like he's about to step in at some point. He's just trying to assess the situation at first.
Can I just like tap him on the shoulder with like my elbow, or just like elbow him and just be like, "You think he's trying to help or take advantage?"
I think the problem is he's not trying to help. I don't know why he wouldn't.
I'm inclined to agree.
Aiden, I'm going to have you ask a question of Coraval.
Okay.
Establish some sort of connection between the two of you.
I think that Corval owes Aiden a few bucks, if you will, a few gold pieces. Why do you think that is?
I think Corval lost a bet. I think Corval does have a little bit of a competitive streak in him, and so we probably made some kind of bet. I don't know if it was in the middle of a fight, like how many of these guys can you knock out before I can, or perhaps or maybe some other like feat of strength. I think you would know that Corval was kind of like trained or bred to be like a leader to his people to a certain degree. So being good at things is very important to him, and he's always up for some good fun. And so there was probably some kind of like had an arm wrestling contest or maybe a drinking contest, and it goes back and forth between who we've basically been trading back and forth the same piece of gold for a while now.
Cool. Very cool. And Corval, who is sitting to your other side?
I think Boudica is.
Okay. Looking over a dwarven woman with skin that is both flesh and stone, a little bit of gray, cool tones underneath. She's bald at the top of her head, but she has large, heavy braids that come down from she's kind of got the Jason Alexander going on. Pulled heavy braids that hang over her shoulders. She takes every opportunity to nourish her 1 meter tall body when they have opportunities like this. So she is deep in her proverbial soup stew bowl, drinking greedily. And as she looks over the brim of her bowl, you'll see that her eyes are a deep crimson red. May seem off-putting, but not uncommon among dwarven folks in this land. Unless somebody gets her attention, she is likely to just be almost like ritualistically feasting at the table with everybody else.
Cool. And Corval, what question would you ask Boudica?
Boudica, there is something about Corval's personality that you have been complaining about, or just straight up don't like. What is it about Corval that you dislike or would be happy if you changed?
Oh, man. Well, I think just to kind of jump off of you and Aiden's competitions for money, your strength is not meant to get you money. Your strength is meant to protect and to help, and to, be a guardian within the community. So she probably is just like, why are we gambling over our strength, our physical prowess? So she probably, I'm guessing, Corval, even though Aiden is fully in with this as well, but if Corval is initiating it maybe more often than Aiden is, and she's just like, it's a children's game, we are adults. To be betting over your arm wrestles and how many enemies you can best.
All right. And Borka, who is sitting next to you?
We'll say Ardiowen? Did I get it right? I tried really hard to listen to it. Ardiowen.
You can use Daya as a shortened version if you would like.
Daya, love a nickname. So, yes, I think Daya is sitting next to me.
Yes, Daya, they are a feminine-looking woad elf woman. And I need everybody to delete your mental perception of what a woad elf would look like if you have not looked at Draw Steel woad elves. Her skin is covered in a very fine layer of fur, actually, in a pale lavender with a blue shift when the light hits it just right. And she has large bat-like ears at the top of her head. Her hair is this silvery tone, short bang, short bob. She has a couple braids throughout it. And her eyes are bigger than you see on most other humanoids. They have a black sclera and they are a bright magenta for the iris. And she is although taller, much more willowy than Boudica next to her, and she is sitting strumming on some sort of stringed instrument, a lute, mandolin, lyre. I'm still kind of debating. I think she has a couple that she rotates through. While she is passively providing some background music for this, I do think she is tuned in and curious about what's going on across the room there. And she also is occasionally putting a couple more bites of food from her own food that was ordered onto Boudica's plate, I think.
Boudica, what question would you have for Ardeoin?
Absolutely. Daya, Boudica once gave you a gift, and you still have it on your person. What is it?
Ooh. How much do you want me to buy into traditional dwarven lore here?
Well, the great thing with Draw Steel is I was actually reading up, and the dwarven ancestry is really broken the mold, right? Like they're like almost like arcane technologists, like arcanotechs, but they still in this system with their like silica rock type skin still have a lot of that traditional dwarven
I should have been more clear. I meant like canonical. Canonical is what I was kind of going. Because what I was thinking was, I was thinking if Boudica were to buy into like the more engineer silica rock metals, that kind of thing. I think there was some point where you were trying to create something that was like, oh, this is a very simple project that like dwarven children oftentimes can do, where they make a rock glow and it's a nightlight. But it was a cast off. She was just messing around and cannot maintain the same color of light from this little piece of crystal that she was working with. And so when it does light up, it's a different color every time. And that's pretty. It's pretty. I'll take that.
Yes.
Very cool. Very cool. And I'm assuming, Ardaiwan, that next to you is Scorveth. Go ahead and describe your character.
Yeah, so Scorveth has told you guys numerous times, look, just call me Scorch, all right? That's the name the other apprentices gave me, and it stuck. So Scorveth has been sitting there trying to talk to the server for a couple minutes, telling him, look, I just don't understand why I'm not going to drink the whole mug. I'm only going to have like a small amount of it. So why can't I just pay a little less for a little less? And the guy just doesn't seem to be getting it. And so in terms of what Scorch is wearing, is he's just wearing some very mud spattered common garb, homespun woolen garb. He's got an old ratty blanket that he's cut a hole in that he puts over his head to kind of wear as a poncho. And he's happy with it. And he's always asking Ardiawin, what's the problem with what I'm wearing? I don't understand the problem. It works. It keeps me warm.
It's not a problem. I'm just interested in why you haven't changed it.
I don't have time for that kind of stuff, or the money, to be honest with you.
Listen, we just have to save a tailor from something. We just have to save a tailor from something, and then they'll be so grateful.
That'd be nice if a tailor owed me a favor, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to take advantage of that.
What did Scorch do that convinced Daya that he could be an incredible hero that I need to keep an eye on to learn and be there for it and be able to retell it firsthand?
Well, I gotta say, I think that Scorch is the kind of person that is gonna drop everything he's doing at the moment's notice. As soon as it seems like there's someone out there, especially a commoner, who seems like they need some help. He's immediately, as soon as this conversation's happening, he's saying, I don't want to pay for the whole mug. I'm not going to drink it. And then when the little scuffle happens over on the other side of the place, he's going to kind of just get real quiet and look over. And that's, I think, something that Ardiawin has seen before. She knows that he can have a laser focus on doing what's right when it's necessary.
Right. So that is the party, but I'm going to have Scorveth. To your right, I guess, would be sitting Aiden. What question would you like to pose, Aiden?
Aiden, I've been asking you every single time we get a chance. Every time we camp, I notice it's never your turn to cook. How come you never want to pitch in that way?
First off, I love the idea that Scorch is at the head of the table because I said I was right beside it. So you're just like in a booster seat at the front at the head of the table. Why? I think outwardly, there's like a different reason every time. I am exhausted, or you just wouldn't. You don't want that. I don't want that. No one here wants that. But I think Scorch would know in particular that I think that Aiden just doesn't. I'm trying to find the words. He's good at putting himself in front of other people for important things, like fighting for them, and especially if they can't. But when it comes to like minutia and small like domestic things, especially like with the group and all these people, all these other people that can really protect themselves and really care for their own, I think he just doesn't think about it. I think his mind is always thinking about like something else.
Well, that's something that anytime you express it like that, Scorch is going to say, hey, a whole lot of little things, when you add them all up, they seem pretty big. That's the whole idea of what Polder communities are all about. That's why we all pitch in to help.
I think like every time you say that, I think he just like sighs, not in a demeaning way, but just in a like, just a heavy breath. And he just goes, I know. And then he just steps away. Or continues walking.
As you are sitting at this table, and there is this bit of commotion going on at the table next to you with this young man in plate and this older woman in robes, the barmaid comes to you with a tray full of ale and food and passes them out and says, "Is there anything else I can get you folks?"
Can you tell us what that commotion is about?
She looks over her shoulder at the pair that are arguing. "Oh, they're in here every night. They bicker to no end, but it's harmless mostly. I don't know why they're here."
You don't know why? Even though they've been bickering about it every night? You haven't asked?
You don't know the Gilded Hand, then? She looks
I
back.
will soon if you tell us.
She looks back at the other table and then leans in closely and lowers her voice so they can't hear. "Well, apparently, the Gilded Hand is this order of so-called heroes. And they come into towns and they're supposed to help people, but nobody can afford their prices, so they end up helping nobody. I don't know what kind of hero that is."
These two are members?
Well, you see the young man there, he's a little bit more eager to help folks around here. But I think that the older woman there, she might be his master or something of that nature. And she's trying to teach him a lesson, keep him in line. It's the same argument every night, though. They come in here, the man is blustering about, "Oh, we should have helped the farmer or the miller or whoever." And the older lady continues to remind him, "We only work for gold."
Pardon me, but they don't sound like heroes. They sound like mercenaries. There's a difference, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, quite.
Well, luckily, thankfully, things have been relatively quiet here in Broadhurst for quite some time, so the need for such heroes has been, fortunately for us, not required. Is there anything else?
I look over to Corval and I just say, I maybe am still looking at the two people, and I nudge him again, and I just go, "Why shouldn't I walk over there and talk to them myself? Please, just give me a reason."
I mean, I'll back you up if you need that as reason enough.
With a stew bowl still in her hands as she is finishing up, you just hear a heavy hand fall to where I have a weapon placed on the table, knowing that she's overhearing and she's here. She's got you.
I think Aiden stands up and there's the creak of the wood against the wood floor, and I walk over. I start heading over to him.
As you start heading over, the barmaid, her eyes are suddenly wise. No, please don't cause a scene. Please don't cause a scene in my tavern.
And I keep walking. And there's
Don't worry, he's quite
there's the
tactful.
slight kind of just heavy breath, and then I just kind of breathe it in, and as I'm walking up, can I hear the tail end of whatever they're saying right now? Or are they hushing it?
The younger man, he's got his helmet on the table, but he's still in his full plate, and he says, "We should have helped her. We should have helped her." And the old woman says in a very cold voice, her face very stern, "Harold, we do not work for free."
No, I agree with Harold, and I sit at their table.
They
I
both
still have the same mug that I had in hand before.
There is a hush that kind of falls over this tavern now as all the attention is now focused on you. "Do I know you?"
No, but you're about to.
"You're quite a presumptuous young man."
I'm just not a fan of bullies.
"We're no bullies. We're heroes. Have you not heard of the Gilded Hand?"
I think the fact that I haven't speaks more than if I did. And I look to the guy. I look to Harold. And I just go, how do you feel about her?
He looks to you, and he looks to the woman, and the woman is just throwing daggers at him with her eyes. And he kind of cows and goes, it's not my place to say.
Well, then maybe you aren't a hero.
When you say that, he just slams his gauntleted fist onto the table, and like the mugs of ale that were on it kind of topple over, and you hear a from the barmaid behind you.
Corval is still standing. He hasn't
Gently.
taken a seat, but he's right behind Aiden.
As the barmaid has such a strong reaction, Boudica just makes reassurances like, it's all right, we're good, we're good. Trust.
And
Look.
you see this man stand up to his full height. He's like a good, in his mail armor, he's a good 6.5 feet tall, easy. And he's like a tank.
Yeah. Does he say anything, or does he just like looking at me now, angry?
He's just looking at you, and he has his big, great sword kind of leaned up against the table, too, that he's kind of rests his hand on.
Mhm.
Now, what did you say, little man?
Real heroes use their agency to help those that can't. So you can either go help whoever that her out there is, or you can keep in here and sulk into yourself.
Or you can let us know who needs help and let the real heroes do the job.
We don't need gold to gild ourselves.
You see, the older lady said, Harold, sit down. That is not how the gilded hand carries ourselves. And you can see the man just glowering at you, Aiden, as he just thumps heavily back into his chair. But he has not left eye contact with you.
Mm-hmm. I'm not leaving it either.
And the woman says, now, boys, it is simply a matter of economics. We are here spending our money here in this tavern, on rooms, on the merchants here. We need to make a living just like anyone else. People need help. We're here to offer, but it comes at a reasonable price. Is there any crime in that?
Not one written in Dalrath.
She looks you up and down and looks across behind you at your friends. Well, quite a motley crew that you've gathered. I can see that you don't work for coin. Perhaps if you return to your table and mind your own business, we'll get on with ours, and that will be that.
I just look back to Corval and I say, you're going to be a lot more diplomatic than I will. And I stand up and get behind him.
Corval
I
just
look to
says,
the
the sun
witness.
shall shine on the true heroes here in Broadhurst. You will see. And then he'll just like put his hand on Aiden's shoulder and kind of like slowly kind of like pull him back and back towards our table.
Mm-hmm.
How far is our table from their table?
Probably no more than 10 feet.
10 feet. Yeah, so, I mean, we're just hearing this whole thing.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're watching very closely. And Scorch is going to look at Ardiawin and Boudica and say, it sounds like they're talking about somebody's in trouble. Talking about trying to help somebody.
It was a her. They are going to have things, if we wait a few moments, do things kind of go back to the way they were after the scene has concluded? We all know it hasn't
Aiden and
truly
Corval return to the table and sit down again. The other patrons just kind of slowly pick up their conversations again.
Can I get up from the table, kind of flit around and have a little gossip with anybody who seems like they would be open to a gossip? And see if I can figure out. I have the rumors skill that I'm hoping might help us learn who this her might be.
roll.
Skills? We got skills?
We got skills!
Roll. All
You got
right.
skills.
So this is going to be what? A power roll, right?
Yes. And I would like to propose that I may use presence to get the gossip out of the patrons of the Featherbed Inn here,
That
if possible.
totally makes sense.
Wonderful. So +2 for my presence score, +2 for having a relevant skill. I'm going to make a 2d10 power roll. That is 14 + 4 for an 18.
18, a tier 3 success. With a tier 3 success, you find a woman kind of sitting with her, I don't know, her companion. How do you approach them?
I think I do start by asking them to introduce themselves to me, and I introduce myself as a traveler who's headed through, just trying to find good stories and such. And I'm just genuinely curious both about who they are, and also it seems like there must be something going on. The barmaid said that there wasn't really anything happening here in Broadhurst, but clearly if the Gilded Hand is spending time there, they think that there must be some reason that somebody might need something. Do you know of anyone? I'm so sorry. I'm so nosy.
My name is Fiona.
Fiona!
Yes. Do you play? She noticed your array of instruments hanging off of you.
Yes, absolutely. You know, it's not really, I didn't want to overwhelm the atmosphere. So I try to not show off too much.
You cannot overwhelm this atmosphere. This is... this tavern could use a little bit of life.
Corval adjusts his seat towards this conversation because he knows what's about to happen.
Do you
Tell you
play
what.
at all? Yeah.
No, I would
go.
love to. I would love to, though. I would love to.
We
If
can
you...
work on that.
Oh, would you help me? Would you teach me?
Absolutely. But say what you were going to say.
Oh, are those your friends? And she kind of points to Aiden and Corval, the ones that stood up to the Gilded Hand.
That's right.
It's quite brave of them. They are quite powerful, and clearly, we're just a backwater village. I certainly don't have people like mages and warriors passing through town. But and for one to stand up to them, that is quite rare. You certainly aren't from Broadhurst. I've never seen you here before.
No, but now you have a group of mercenaries, kind of trying to subtly gesture behind my shoulder at the duo, and also a group of heroes, so...
You're heroes, you say?
We try to be.
She looks at you. She looks over at your table. To be quite honest, you don't look like heroes.
It's not about how you look, it's about what you do. It's about the stories you create.
I see. I'm, in my mind, all I ever knew as heroes were the Gilded Hand. And look at them, shining plate mail. And she looks over at your group again. Are you sure you're heroes?
If you say that too loudly, Scorch will come over here and he will give the lecture.
That's right. I'll come over there.
Oh, you mean the polder in the booster seat?
That's right.
Yeah, he'll get you.
I don't want to get in any trouble with
You're
heroes.
not in trouble. I'm so sorry.
But I think that they were referring to the Smiths, and she kind of just leans over to the window that they're next to, and she kind of gestures for you to look out the window at her with her. You can see a woman there, kind of in this. It's evening now, and there's a slow drizzle kind of falling, puddles kind of forming in the muddy streets. You see this woman hunched over in this rain, just weeping uncontrollably.
Oh dear. I am so sorry to need to cut this conversation short, but that's what heroes do. And I will flounce up. Boudica, did you have enough yet?
I was just about to ask the waitress for a dessert menu or a suggestion for anybody else having dessert. Anybody else?
We can get a to-go box.
Is there somewhere we need to be?
I gesture towards the window. A hero is needed.
Yeah, and you all look out the window and you see that same woman in absolute distress.
Oh,
Right.
this whole time I thought they were talking past tense, like it happened a long time ago. But I think they were the argument that they were having was about something that was right outside. And here we are sitting, drinking, and eating. Maybe we should go outside and see if somebody needs some help.
Corval downs his mug and starts heading out.
As you all get up from your table, you see the woman coldly look over at you and says, "Oh, so you fancy yourselves to be heroes now, do you?"
I put my mug on their table and kind of spin it towards the guy, and I just go, "To clear your head," and then I just step away.
As you step away and you walk out the door, you can hear Harold tell the woman, "That should be us." And the woman just says, "Show me the coin, Harold. Show me the coin." You step out into the street. It's cold, it's miserable, and you see just around the corner in the alley a woman. Looks to be in her mid-40s. She's kind of got soot covered on her cheeks, large hands. You can tell she works with her hands. She's wearing a heavy leather apron of a smithy, and she's got like her hair tied into two braids. The rain and her tears are kind of intermingling, and her face is just streaked with soot and ash. She doesn't really notice you're there.
Excuse us.
She looks at you and says, "Oh, I don't want any trouble." And she starts to wander down back.
It's fine. We're here to help. You're in peril. We would like to help you.
Oh. Are you the Gilded Hand? You don't look like Gilded Hand.
You don't
I
have to pay us anything. You don't have to pay us anything. We're here. We just want to help.
You don't want money? Are you sure
We are
you're
not-
heroes?
Heroes don't ask for money.
Oh, you're not
Money's
from
not good.
Broadhurst, are you? but you will help. And as she kind of scans the five of you, you could help me.
Just tell us what's wrong.
It's my daughter. They've taken her. She's been kidnapped.
By who?
Who's they?
Taken by goblins.
How long ago?
Just earlier this evening. We were coming
Oh.
back from a walk, and they ambushed us on the side of the road, and they grabbed her. I tried to fight them off, but there were too many of them, and they were too fast. I rushed back into town as quickly as I could. I asked the Gilded Hand for help, but I don't have any coin.
Yeah, Corval will just like get in close with her, let some of like the light and warmth that kind of like generates for him just to like take her into that a little bit to help keep her calm. And he'll just ask like, "What is your name? What is your daughter's name?"
My name is Ashley, and my daughter's name is Violet. She's can be a bit adventurous and perhaps a little precocious. She's 18, and she's at that age, that she wanted to do her own thing, and we got split up, and before I knew it, she was being swept away by these goblins. I can show you where they took her.
Yes, that would be great.
Please do.
Thank you. And she says, and then she starts bawling her eyes out and falls to her knees, and says, Thank you so much.
Lulita
I have
just
nothing.
picks her up. If she's okay with it. I got you. I will carry you.
I have nothing to give you, but I'm a smithy. I work with weapons. I can make something for you. Please let me make something for you.
That's more than kind.
Violet first. And then we can see if you... There's no need, but we can talk about it later.
Of course. Come, follow me. It's a little ways out of town. And she hurries off through the muddy streets.
Yeah, we follow immediately right behind her.
She takes you out of town into the Silverwood. And as she does so, she explains to you what happens. She says, Violet and I, we were out looking for merchants bringing iron to Broadhurst. Their delivery was late, so we thought they might have gotten lost, so we went out to look for them. It happens sometimes. She is so rambunctious, so full of energy, that girl. She ran off ahead. And I could see her. We were about passing by the old tomb in the Silverwood. Some old place from long before even my mother's time. We never go there. People say it's haunted. And as we passed by, I could see them. A band of goblins came out of nowhere and grabbed my girl and dragged her towards the tomb. I chased after them as fast as I could. I caught one. I fought tooth and nail trying to free my daughter, but the last thing I saw of Violet was them dragging her into the tomb. I am not a fighter, as she looks, and you can see now that her arm is kind of scuffed with like cuts and bruises and whatnot. So I can't swing swords, but I can make them. And the goblins gave me this gash on the head here, and she kind of shows you, bends down, shows you that like the deep wound on her head that the blood kind of caked, dried. I lost consciousness for a moment, and when I came to, they were gone. I tried to go to the tomb, but it was shut, sealed. And I'm no warrior. I can't fight goblins on my own, so I came back in search of help, in search of heroes, in search of the Gilded Hand. And instead I found you.
Scorch will walk up to her and just kind of like give her one of those like, hey, come here, let me talk to you. And he says, listen, Ashley, those head wounds, those are nasty. You need a bandage on that. I want you to go back home. I want you to get a bandage on that head. I want you to, if you got a backlog of nails or horseshoes, I want you to go ahead and work on those. Don't you worry about us. Don't you worry about Violet. We're gonna go to that tomb. We're gonna bring her home.
No, I can't leave my daughter. I can't. Please take me with you.
Okay,
I can't fight,
but the bandage is non-negotiable.
I'm already pulling bandages out of my messenger side satchel here.
Scorch is like,
I was checking to see if
bandage.
I had anything I could do.
Fine, if you really think it's necessary.
It is.
Field dressing, just a field dressing.
And if I can, like, I know part of what my magic is, I allow others to use their recoveries, and NPCs don't really have those or not, but whatever the equivalent of my own healing magics towards Ashley, I'd like to do as well.
All right. So between your bandaging and your healing magic, now what kind of healing magic would Corval like to use?
It's very much that like typical shining lights. Corval is a conduit of the sun and of life. So basically, in that same way that the sun brings life things in, it promotes growth, and it kind of like in the sunlight can also disinfect. Like there's almost like a wash of energy over Ashley's wounds as pus is kind of like disintegrated away, and then it allows some of her own natural healing to kind of like build. It's almost like putting her own healing factor on fast forward.
Very nice. And on top of that, Dywin or Scorch, would either of you like to make a heal check?
Scorch, I have a feeling that your reason and intuition might be better than mine. I think my main role in this is kind of providing warmth and comfort. I think our Dywin even takes their cloak and puts it over Ashley's shoulders as this is happening, trying to get her some. She's been in the rain so long, she's soaked. And we are just for travel, so I imagine my cloak is made for multiple weather conditions.
Yeah, Scorch is happy to do it. He's, I mean, I don't know if he's been the party medic or anything. He certainly isn't trained in any kind of medic skill, but he does have a high empathy, and he's a very good bedside manner. And he will absolutely, start, grabbing some gauze, and he'll say, who's got gauze? I need gauze. And he'll start wrapping her head and say, okay, I think that'll hold. I don't know if I need to roll anything. Like I said, I'm not skilled, but I am empathetic. You'll be okay, honey.
So in Draw Steel, there is a healing skill under exploration.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you want to roll your power dice, you can.
Yeah, let's see. Let's let the dice tell the story, and see if we can tie this bandage. I'm not sure what a 10 and a 10 are.
It's a crit.
Oh, is that a critical success?
Yeah.
All right. So it'd be a total of, depending on what skill. Do you still have to add? So it'd be +1 because I have my agility's +1. I don't have the medicine skill itself, but.
Right, this is +1. So with a critical success, what does that mean in Draw Steel?
So I know that
So it means something different in combat. Let me.
In combat,
check
it
for
means you
outside
get
of
to take
combat.
another action immediately.
Mm-hmm.
It sure does. I don't remember what it means outside of combat, though. One moment.
outside of combat, it's generally kind of left up to the director. I know.
Looks like it.
Yeah, I know. In some cases, it's like a success with a reward. In some cases, it's like your next test might gain a bonus if it's related. Something like that.
Okay. So what I will say with this, go ahead.
I was gonna say, did the blacksmith proc a magic weapon?
No, unfortunately
It's
not.
orange. I think it's orange.
Nice try. What I'll say is you've gained favor with Ashley. So any other further tests that you have with her will be with an edge. All right.
That's cool.
So with your help and with Corvo's healing, she seems right as rain. She's reinvigorated with the warm cloak you've thrown over her, Ardaiwan, sorry. She's looking invigorated once more. She's looking hopeful, much different than that wretched woman crying and sobbing in the alleyway. She's hopeful, and you can see that life coming back into her, the flush coming back to her cheeks. It's okay. We can do this. We can get my daughter. Let's go get Violet.
I just put a hand on her shoulder and I just say, we will find your daughter. You need to go back. Or else that's going to open again. And I kind of gesture to the wound.
She looks at you. She looks at Scorch.
I think she should come, Aiden. She seems really motivated. I tried to tell her that she should stay behind, but she seems really interested and motivated here, and I think we can keep her out of trouble. I'll keep her out of trouble. I promise.
Okay.
Or you know what? Boudica will keep her out of trouble, right? Right, Boudica?
I'll do my best. Yes, I will do my best. Though I kind of furrow my brow. You see, there is a linger. She shares Aiden's concern for bringing her with us.
I'm going to lean down, like kind of. I'm imagining Ashley is like sitting on the ground, is in the midst of standing up off the muddy ground at this point. And I'm going to lean down and just be, Boudica tends to be in the center of the trouble. So if she charges forward, just hold off for a few moments. And in a few moments, the trouble will be gone. And she tends to take care of things quite efficiently. So.
Yes, don't follow me. I'll come back for you.
I'll stay with Scorch.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. And she leads you further down through the Silver Woods, and it's not far now. And maybe about 10, 15 minutes later, walking through this rain, the rain has lit up a little bit, and now you are in the fading minutes of daylight when you arrive at the side of the tomb, and you can see this thing off in the distance through the trees, this kind of like ancient stone structure with kind of stairs leading down to these massive stone doors. If you didn't know any better, you wouldn't know that there was any sign of struggle here. There doesn't seem to be any sign of life here at all. And she just kind of points with a shaky hand. There. She's in there.
And so will we be in just a moment.
Now, we've been adventuring together for a long time here, guys. Who usually takes point?
I'd probably take point. I'm the one in armor, so I would generally, I think, put myself in the front and push the door open so that especially those that are more spellcaster types don't have to be the one getting hit by the spear.
Right. So I'm going to have each of you make a test for me, please.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to add your intuition score to this roll. This is to represent your experience with instincts and senses to see if you're aware of what's going on in this space right now. So go ahead and make that power roll test and add your...
You said intuition?
Intuition. Yep.
I did just hit power roll instead of doing the intuition click, just so you know. I have -1, so that's a total of 9.
Right.
I got a 14.
All right. So anything under an 11 or less is tier 1. 12 to 16 is tier 2. Tier 17 or higher is tier 3.
Mm-hmm.
So those of you who rolled less than or equal to 11, can you raise your hand so I can see who did that? All right, the two of you. 12 to 16, tier 2 result. The rest of you. So no one got a success. Okay.
Can somebody use a hero token to re-roll that, maybe?
That is correct. We have this thing called hero tokens, which is a shared resource amongst all of the players. There are 5 of you, so 5 hero tokens.
Mm-hmm.
You can spend a hero token for a number of ways. One is to gain 2 surges. Another one is to succeed on a saving throw that you might have failed. Or if you fail the test with consequence, you can spend a hero token to turn the failure into a success and to lose any consequences suffered.
Only one of us really needs to succeed, right? So, Aiden, if you want to give it a try.
Okay. I spend 1 and I would just re-roll mine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I will say I have the alertness skill. Would that add to this?
100%.
All right, then I'm going to use alertness instead. Skill.
That's +2 for a skill, right?
Yes, it is a +2 on top of my normal +1.
Nicely done.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
30-20.
Yep.
So while the rest of your party, Aiden, is kind of... It sounds like they're trying to snap every single twig, step on every, like kick every stone on this path, and they're just not paying attention to anything. But you, with your alertness, you hear what sounds like a voice. You think there's going to be any more tonight? Yeah, that'd be awesome if there were. Could always use a little bit more.
I think that in moments like these, especially as kind of on edge as Aiden is right now, there's been a lot of talk of bullies and agency and the taking away of such a thing from a teenager. And so I don't think he's very subtle right now. I think that he hears this and like draws his like sword off the scabbard. And I think he just yells out like, "Come out!" Like just into the area.
All right, here we go, guys.
Oh, the direct approach. He's learning. Amoy's telling him. Let's go the direct way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we are going to draw steel, folks.
Draw steel.
Oh yeah.
He said the thing.
Ooh.